Hello from the Innovate Retina team live from Chicago, Illinois. We're here covering new data that's just been released and wanted to share it with all of our viewers. I'm Prithvi Mrithyunjaya from Stanford University, and I'm joined by the Innovate team, Diana Doe, Stephen Smith, and Quan Nguyen, who's manning the fort back in Palo Alto. Diana?
It's been a very exciting meeting with a lot of new late-breaking results, the primary which is concerning complement inhibition in geographic atrophy, which is a huge unmet need. Of course, the phase 3 clinical trials, Derby and Oaks, the results were announced today. Stephen, can you give us an update about what we're learning about those pivotal trials?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a really great day for retina. And as a field, we've been waiting for this phase 3 data and some therapeutic options for our patients with geographic atrophy. And so what we've done at the Innovate Retina team, we actually interviewed a number of our colleagues who are here today to get their interpretation of the late-breaking results on the Pegcetacoplan data that was presented today from Oaks and Derby. And so we hope that you'll be able to learn some more about this late-breaking trial through these interviews. Dave, thanks so much for spending some time with me today. And obviously, we just walked out of the room recently, heard the Oaks and Derby phase 3 results. So both on the efficacy side and on the safety side. And so as you had just a little bit of time to analyze that data, not a lot, I'm going to ask you, in your view, what do you think the FDA is going to do with this drug? Is it going to be approved, or do you think they're going to ask for more data or reject it outright?
You know, I think because they missed endpoint on one, it's going to be a tough sled. I'm hoping that they get approval when they go to an 18 or 24 months, because it's still randomized, it's still double mask. And if the curves look like they're looking, you would think it would continue to separate and make both statistically significant.
Given that there's a great unmet need, having some positive data from these trials is a first step. So I think FDA will be very interested. However, I am concerned about Oaks being good and Derby not so good. Two different trials not having the congruity, that does trouble me. But I was told that it's better to have slam dunk in one trial like Oaks and just barely missing like in Derby. That's actually better than two trials where they barely make it. So I don't know. I'm not a biostatistician, but I think those are the things that they will be looking at.
Yeah, well, it's a really exciting time, obviously, for all of us who take care of patients with geographic atrophy. There's a huge unmet need, and so I think we've been waiting for a treatment that could work. And so it was great to see that one study did meet its primary endpoint. It was disappointing that the other study did not, and I think that's kind of raises some questions on where this medicine goes and how we'll kind of use it.
It's exciting times. It's great to see finally something that has some positive data for a disease that so far we just tell the patients, sorry, there's nothing we can do. And I think they did a very good job to kind of like really point out the efficacy and the safety signals. I suspect that maybe they will ask some more subgroup analysis to kind of try to explain why there was discrepancy between the studies. There were some baseline differences in the characteristics of the patients. So I think it's possible it will be approved, but I think they may ask some more questions before they make the final decision.
Hard to know what the FDA is going to do, but I think it will be approved, given that this is an unmet need in AMD, and this will be the first drug that's out there.
I'm very optimistic on this. I like the data thus far, especially the data as it relates to extrafoveal lesions. So I am very hopeful.
Certainly hopeful. I say yes. There's always a chance they won't, but I think the compelling data from all the study elements makes it likely.
Yeah, it was a really interesting presentation. I think it's most likely that they would approve, and I suspect that that's what will happen. There is definitely some more data that we could get, but this is promising results and a new option for our GA patients.
You know, it's not easy for us to predict. You know, historically they have required two statistically significant pivotal trials, and in this case only one of the trials met that criterion. But I think the aggregate of the data, especially with the secondary endpoints, those might be taken in consideration in the approval process.
I don't think it's going to be a slam dunk. I think they're going to be troubled by the fact that you had a disparity between the two, a discrepancy between the two trials, and that's going to be cause for concern. They may consider the relatively modest effect I'm not sure what they'll do, but I think I can see them asking for more data and kind of doing a delayed decision.
And then we hope that you'll join us December 11th for the third installment of Innovate Retina, and you can learn more about that by going to www.retinainnovate.com. Thanks so much for being on this innovation journey with us, and we look forward to seeing you again in December.